everyone, it's Mary Ellen and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things related to the storytelling industry. If you don't already know me, I write nonfiction under my real name, Mary Ellen Quigley, and romance under my pen name, M.E. Laverne. And in today's video, I'm going to let you guys in on a little project I'm working on, and we will hopefully go along this project together. With this new camera, you will notice that you get a wider angle or a wider lens of kind of the world around me, more so than my last phone did. But, fun fact, this thing that you see over here is my to-do list. It's called Order of Reno. And basically what this is listing out is things in my house that I would like to renovate. Some of you may not know this, but I bought a house during the pandemic. I bought a house at the beginning of 2021. And unfortunately, it has not been a great experience. When I got this house, I thought I was getting a great house. I have a little bit of an older home from the United States. It was built in 1958. And as part of my loan terms, I had to get a home inspection. It's pretty standard for most people in the United States to have a home inspection. It was my first time doing any of it. I felt good about it. The home inspection was really good. There was a few minor things that they mentioned, but for the most part, there were no major issues. There was only one thing that was major that we knew we had to fix when we moved in, and that was we needed to get a new electric box because the box was apparently like recalled several years ago. So we knew we were going to have to pay a couple $1,000s to get a new electric box. But everything else in the house that we thought was wrong were things like painting the walls, replacing carpets, new appliances, like that sort of thing. Unfortunately, the home inspection was not worth the money it was written on. And so we ended up having, in the first couple years we lived here, we had to replace like the heating and air conditioning, main sewer line, water heater, part of the roof because the roof was leaking. So my roof is patched, which means I have to buy a new roof here in the next year or two. The toilet was rotting into the crawl space. The crawl space was flooding because it didn't have the proper drainage in the crawl space. I mean, when I tell you the amount of stuff, probably in the first 2 years, we were out close to $50,000 worth of major renovations. Like, it's not like, oh, I'll fix it when I have time. Like, you kind of have to have a furnace and an air conditioner. Well, I mean, you can live without an air conditioner, but like, you definitely have to have a furnace if you live in the Chicago area where we get snow. So long story short, I am just now getting to things like this, which is like painting walls, buying furniture for different rooms, that sort of thing. So you're probably like, why are we talking about all of this when this is a channel about books and writing? Well, I have always had a dream ever since a small child of owning a home library. Now, I have bookshelves with books, but when I mean a home library, I mean a room that is just for reading. That's like a literal library. Like, this is a place for me to sit and read and relax and have fun, right? And I haven't had the chance to do that in this house, even though I have a ridiculous amount of space. So I thought I would show you guys my thoughts on where I'm going to put my library and kind of show you the vision. And then as I go along accomplishing this vision, I'll take you guys along each step so you can kind of see the progress that I'm making. Now, when I originally bought my house, I thought I was going to take one half of my dining room and make it a little library. So you'll notice that this dining room is super, super huge. Like, huge. It's a big dining room. And that's because the original owners of this house had something like, oh my God, it was a his, hers, and theirs. I'm wanting to say they had like 11 kids or something crazy. So they had a really big dining room, like they built into this house. I don't need that much space in the dining room. So instead I might just I have like my dad's keyboard, but I don't ever play the keyboard. So I may just put a couple chairs or something there. But I really didn't want to make it the library because I do host. So when I got to thinking about putting a library there, I thought, but every time I host Thanksgiving, Christmas, or just like a friend's game night or something, I'm going to have to move the bookshelves and move the furniture because not everybody will be able to fit in here. So I'm like, probably don't want my dining room to also be the library. So after my dad passed away, the vision of the library changed, and I'll show you why. Okay, I'm taking you guys down into a room that we refer to as the rec room. This is called the rec room because the original owners of the house used it as a recreation room. He had a pool table, ping pong table, a big TV to watch football games. It was kind of like his man cave. But What this really is this is the old garage. So this is my kitchen, as you can tell, and this is how the original house you would go down into the garage. Now, when it became a his, hers, and theirs, they needed more space, so the garage was enclosed. Up above the garage are 2 extra bedrooms, and then at the end of this room, they added on a separate garage. So this garage is now enclosed, and it's part of the house as an extra room. So that door is how you get to my current garage. Ever since I have lived here, this room has really served 2 purposes. One is to be what I like to call the catch-all. Everything is just here. And then this table here that I'm currently using for crafts and just everything that I don't know where to put is where my dad would do his puzzles. So this kind of became the catch-all Dad's puzzle room. And since Dad's passed, I really don't know what to do with this space. So I got to thinking, this would make an adorable library. So here's the room from the other side if you're coming in from the garage. Over here, we do have a half bath, as you can tell. We have laundry here. This is the HVAC. You can probably hear the furnace kicking on. And that is a coat closet / the entrance to the crawl space. But if you open up the windows, this room gets a ton of natural light. So if I can figure out what to do with all of the stuff, right? Like all the stuff, I think this would make a cute library. So my immediate vision is to buy some cabinets to put all of the stuff that's currently behind this partition could go in cabinets. So I'm thinking about getting a couple cabinets for the corner and then moving the dog's crate down here and then using the partition to kind of partition off. So my thought is partition off starting here across. So like this little section here is kind of enclosed and partitioned off, but then starting from here, this whole rest of this room could just be my library. So why couldn't I get some bookshelves and a couple comfy chairs and a nice rug and just make this my home library? Like, wouldn't that be adorable? I am going back and forth because I actually really do like this green that they have down here, but there's a lot of like little spots in the wall that are chipped and just it needs to be repainted. So I'm debating, I'll probably pick a different color for the walls. So kind of step 1 for me, right, is to figure out this storage situation here and what I'm doing with all of this stuff. And then once I do that, it's going to be painting the walls. And also I don't like the fact that this is brown. I would like to have a white ceiling. Oh, and I forgot to show you, there's recessed lighting up here too. So like if you're down here at night, there's more lights. See, I got recessed lighting. Well, is that recessed lighting or is that just can lights? I don't know. I think recessed lighting zips up here. But yeah, this all needs to be painted. So anyways, this is the vision. I do like the stone. I think it's pretty. I can't do like mounted to the wall bookshelves. I'm going to have to do like the floor standing ones, but I don't know, that's the vision. As mentioned, step 1 is going to be to figure out the storage situation. So this weekend, I am actually going to be bringing in the Christmas stuff and putting up Christmas trees. And while I'm doing that, I need to figure out where I'm putting stuff. Like, where am I putting stuff? So there's a lot. Like I do have, I don't know if you guys saw in the video, the table that's there and that little bookshelf that's already down there. That's my craft table. I'm not opposed to keeping the craft table down at one side of the room and then just having the library be the other side, but there's just a lot going on in that one corner, so I need to figure out a cabinet or something to put that stuff in. So I'm going to go online today on Amazon, see if I can find something cheap that I can put in that corner to store all that stuff. And I'm also going back and forth because I currently have a cabinet in my kitchen that I don't love. It's one that I inherited from my mother. I love the cabinet just because it's old. It's from the 1940s actually, but it doesn't really look good as a kitchen pantry cabinet. It's really more of like a linen closet type cabinet. You know what I mean? So I feel like if I could maybe move that downstairs and maybe use that for some of the stuff I have in the corner, because some of like the painting supplies and stuff could probably go in that cabinet. And then, I don't know. So I'm looking at cabinets today, but I also don't want to spend a lot of money on a cabinet. I was looking at kitchen pantry cabinets on Amazon. They were like $300. I'm like, $300? I don't need something that fancy. I just need something to hold my food. Like, you're doing too much, Amazon. So anyways, that is my current project that I'm working on. I still have a lot of rooms to paint. So I've painted pretty much all the bedrooms in the house and the bathrooms in the house. I need to get the living room dining room and kitchen, and then obviously the rec room / library painted. Those are the only rooms I have left to paint, and then it's going to be tackling the flooring because the carpeting in this house is disgusting. There's a lot of just like cosmetic stuff that needs to be done. But you know what? I cannot complain, you guys. I own a house. It's mine. I mean, obviously it's mine as long as I pay the bill, right? But it's mine. I'm very grateful to have a roof over my head. And even with all the things that have gone wrong in this house and all the money I've had to put into it, it feels really good to know that I own something that's mine. So I'm not going to complain, but I would be curious who on here also has a library. Even if it's, I know a lot of people have the library / office combo. I would love to like, tell me about your library. Show me what it looks like. Like what is, or do you not have one? What's your vision of owning a library in your house one day? Like to me, that's like always been my dream since I was a child. Is just have a room where I'm surrounded by my books and I can just like sit in the beautifulness of books and just have the vibes and read. Like I picture myself in a big comfy chair, feet up. I don't drink tea, but coffee or like a cup of hot cocoa, a little snacky snack, my dog curled up beside me, and a book in my lap surrounded by books. Like, such a beautiful picture. And that's what I'm trying to create for myself. So anyways, let me know in the comments below if you also have the same dream. If you liked my video, comment, like, share, subscribe, all the things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.